He is not only a guest today, but he is also my role model. A lot of students are there, those who are unable to write properly. What is the one message which you find missing among the teachers? Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Logically Sensible. Today, there is a surprise for all the viewers because today we have invited a great personality of Jhansi. Not only of Jhansi, but in other places as well, because he worked in different companies. He is not only a guest today, but he is also my role model. I admire him a lot. He teaches English to the students of class 11 and 12. He is none other than Pervinder sir. Sir, welcome to Logically Sensible, where two people meet, discuss and share. Sir,
Thank you, Farhan, for giving me this wonderful opportunity and taking this new initiative, Logically Sensible.
Thank you, sir.
I have watched your some of the podcasts and they were really wonderful.
Thank you.
You are doing a great job and you have started a new initiative whereby students, they can get a lot of information and expertise of the subject experts and they can gain benefit from all this. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you, sir. So, I'm not going to say more about Pervinder sir because maybe he will not accept this, but the reality is that if I'm telling anything about Pervinder sir, it means I'm showing light to the sun.
Surely it will be an exaggeration.
No, sir.
So thank you for all the compliments and all the lovely praises. I would love to interact with you, and since you are so sensible, logically sensible,
Thanks, sir.
it really makes sense talking to a sensible person.
Thanks a lot, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. Listening something good about me. So let's start the discussion. The very first question of mine is, sir, most of the students you might have seen in your career of 25 years, sir, a lot of students are there, those who are unable to write properly in board examination. Sir, what will be the solution of that?
Alright, that's a wonderful question. Over these years, I have seen a lot of deterioration in students. Earlier, students were more focused towards studies. These days, with the advent of technology, they have started taking help of ChatGPT, internet and all other such things, and most of the things they dictate instead of writing.
Yes.
So, writing skills, their ability to write well, it has deteriorated considerably. Now, in order to become a good writer, there are so many things. Now, real life conditions, they are entirely different from what they have to do it in the boards, in exam hall condition. So, I consider that these two things as separate entity. When you have to do the creative writing, if you have to write a novel, poetry or a story, in real life, that will be a different situation. But board, let us be specific about boards only, because most it is crucial time for students, so definitely they will get some help. Now, board has a specific strategy. They have a format and they have marking scheme as well. What most students they do, they just begin and they put the full stop at the end. So their writing is not structured, but board says that there should be specific format. There should be content, expressions and grammar. Now all these aspects, they are evaluated separately and they are awarded marks for it. Now if students, they are made aware of the marking scheme, that what is the board's criteria of evaluation, they say that right from 0 till 80, if the subject is of 80 marks,
yes,
full scale of marks it can be used. And mostly at school level, what teachers they say or tell them that they won't score full marks in English because there is always scope of improvement. Here I would like to suggest to both students as well as teachers that we are supposed to propagate the right concept, because last year only one of my students, he scored 100 on 100 marks in board exams. It means that board also provides 100 out of 100 marks to students, provided if the candidate is perfect in every respect. So they must begin with proper introduction, then they must have the main topic or main issue, main problem. Now if there is problem, how we get affected, there must be various dimensions regarding all these effects, how these things they get affected. And if there is a problem and it affects us, there are certain solutions as well. And finally, we must end with a conclusion. Now, if we teach them this particular structure, automatically it will have all the content aspects related to content, and secondly, it will be well structured. Otherwise, what do the students do when they begin writing? They begin with the topic and then get deviated. In this way, everything will remain structured right from the beginning till the end. And apart from this structure and expressions, then they are supposed to add vocabulary, expressions, idiomatic phrases, literary devices in order to adorn the piece of writing. In this way, they can write a perfect article or any other topic under the exam room condition.
Very nice answer, and given in a very proper way, described in a very proper way, because I never get satisfied very easily whenever any English teacher, I'm talking about English because I teach English as well. The thing is, sir, I would like to ask one more question related to the same one, the previous one.
Sure.
Sir, do students have to write the writer's name and the poet's name as well while writing any answer of literature?
Though it is desirable when it comes to poetry,
Okay.
generally they ask the name of the author or the poet. But when it comes to answers related to story, it is not necessary, because in story or prose section they generally put up questions which are related to text. But when it comes to poetry section and they give the extract, generally there is a question, name the poem and the poet, or identify the literary device. Under such conditions, we are supposed to be skilled with the names of the poets as well as literary devices.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I'm not talking about question number 6 and 7. I'm talking about question number 8, question number 9 and question number 10. Now, you know very well question number 8, there are 4 questions. Out of 5, students have to appear for 4. Question number 9, they have to attempt 2. And question number 10, 1. Question number 11, 1. So, when there is a need of writing something which contains marks 3, 6 and 6, then they're not asking any writer's name or the poet's name. I think, no, I'm not arguing with you. I think that if a student is writing the writer or the poet name, then it gives a very positive impact on the evaluator that student has, I think, gone through the whole story.
I do agree with you. Now, board has specific strategy in the word limit prescribed. Though word limit is ideal and students are worried about if we exceed, marks will be deducted. No, it's not like that. The purpose is just to make students aware that they should not lose or waste too much of time in writing about only one particular question. Now, if it is 2 marks or 3 marks question, it has word limit, and if we can communicate or say the maximum in the minimum words, then we can cover maximum aspects as well. So that is the best strategy, and if you include the name of the title or the story or the author as well, there is no harm in it. So it is not like that we cannot use it, but it all depends. If you ask me, can we begin the painting with a red color or a blue color, it purely depends upon the artist and his creativity. Every individual will have a specific style of writing. If you ask me, I will prefer to begin with a quote rather than using the title or.
Thank you very much. Very beautifully answered. Sir, my second question is where most of the students, they get confused, right? The question is that, sir, how can they improve their passage skill? That means unseen passage, that means a 20 marks.
Another wonderful question, I appreciate. Now, this is one of the most common issue faced by students, and I have often heard people saying that comprehensions, they are unseen and there isn't any need to study or practice comprehension because that will be unseen in the exam. So where there is need to practice. But I strongly believe that there is always a strategy to master every particular kind of question.
Sure.
Suppose, Farhan, if I ask you to go to this room and bring something, what will you bring? You will bring anything that you come across.
Sure.
But then I say, I wanted you to bring something with which I can write. Now, I generally recommend this particular strategy. Instead of starting reading with the passage first, they must begin with the questions first. Read 2 or 3 questions at a time so that you remain focused, that when you enter into the room where you are supposed to focus. Similarly, when you start reading the comprehension, where you are supposed to focus, which particular aspect you are supposed to find or search, and then keep marking the location instead of writing, because there might be a situation when the initial sentence says something else, but by the time we reach the end of the passage, it might change. So if they have written, either they will have to cut and write again, it will be the wastage of time, as well as it will make the answer script untidy. But when they keep marking the location and when they have understood the passage as a whole, then definitely their perspective will change and they will be in a position to answer in a better manner. So practice, it always makes men perfect. So practice is the key to success. They need to practice.
Exactly. I want Pervinder sir to answer this question. That is why I did not interrupt right during his answer. Because earlier when we were having a session where Pervinder sir was taking the class, that means he was taking the workshop. So he specified in that as well. I could have given this answer, sir, because only because of your experience only I heard this.
I appreciate that you remember everything.
Yes, sir, and I used this in my class as well, of class 10th. So what happens, Pervinder sir told me long time ago during the workshop that you don't have to read the passage directly. You have to go through all the questions so that you will have some ideas and you can easily answer the question, because you will remember, as Pervinder sir said, that Farhan, go and get something right from the room. But I will get anything, but if Pervinder sir says that go and get something where I can write, so I will go and search the thing which is related to the writing. Very nicely answered, sir. So proud of you, sir. That is why he is my role model. Okay, so third question is, which is not related to a class 10th board, but to some extent it is related only, because we all are English medium teachers and the students we are dealing with, they are also English medium students. Sir, how can they improve? Because the thing is, let me clear this question. If someone is sleeping, we can make him awake, right? Very easily. If someone is pretending to be sleeping, then we cannot make him awake. So here as well, some of the students, even if we force them to speak, they do not speak. And whenever we try to get the answer from those students, those who are not answering or those who are not speaking in English, they always say, sir, we can't speak, we can't speak. Sir, can you suggest us that how can they improve their spoken English or speaking skills?
All right. Another wonderful question. The thing is that what makes you a confident speaker? It is your knowledge and interest. These are the two key factors. First of all, if you have the knowledge of the subject, if you have content, then only you will be able to speak. Second thing is interest. Not everybody is interested in speaking publicly. So there are people, those who are very fluent. If you are speaking very quickly, that doesn't mean that you are good at English. And if a person is speaking very slowly or with interruptions, it might be his natural style. Often people, they judge a book by its cover. They feel that if a person is using the accent or a person is speaking very fluently, then only he is good at English. But English has so many aspects. He might be good at creative writing, he might be good at poetry, he might not be good at public speaking. But still, anybody can attain that minimum level of speaking, because at times we are supposed to address various situations and people. So, first of all, there is a way that if you are given any topic to speak impromptu without any preparation, you can use the strategy, you can just link it with anything that you know. Okay, alright. Always frame introduction. Now introduction, it might be simple, it might be creative. Then you can explore the topic. Now if we teach the same strategy as we used while for writing essay or article, the same strategy they are supposed to adopt while public speaking. So even if they are not well prepared in advance with the topic, they can link anything that they know in a beautiful manner with the given topic and they can continue. Now public speaking, it should always end with a specific purpose or the objective. So we will introduce the topic, then we will explore it, and finally we will communicate or reiterate in easy terms that what we exactly want our audience to do or achieve by listening to us. So in this way, we can give them a simple and small topics in class and we can make them speak. And second thing, we must not condemn them or criticize them, because that will actually kill their confidence. We must always try to pick up whatever good they have done and we must praise them for all that instead of correcting them publicly. We must adopt the strategy of praising in public and criticizing in private.
Very nice, very nice. So we will try to utilize this in our classes as well. Though I use this because we had a long discussion a long time ago. So he taught me, or he gave me a lot of his experience, and according to that gist, I'm using all the skills and expertise in my classes. So thank you very much for this answer as well.
Welcome.
Sir, one more thing is there, which is I think more important than the previous one. How impactfully, like positively, students can write during the board examination. Let's say, should they start with literature section? Should they start with reading section? Should they start with grammar or writing section? So that I want to know, sir.
Another wonderful question. I appreciate that you are so wonderfully prepared so that you can extract the best out of the person.
Sir, I know, sir, what I have to ask to the specific teachers. And one more thing I would like to add here. I have already told my viewers and for their inputs that if you have any question, any query, you can ask. So one question was asked by one of my students. So I have already asked you. Another one was asked by one more student. So just now I have asked you, sir.
Generally, students always approach me with this particular question only.
Good.
Now, I would like to tell all the students that board authorities, they are already very competent authorities. They have designed the paper in this specific manner that every section is there in specific order. Now, generally, class 10th or 12th paper, it begins with comprehension. Now, why it takes place? Generally, when you read, it will set up your mood and mind, the flow of thoughts. And so, it will increase your concentration without getting your brain and neurons tired. Then secondly, they come to creative writing. Now, this is the time, it is just like a warm-up activity. After the warm-up, your neurons and your brain is in the best situation to come up with the creative thoughts and ideas, and therefore they have introduced the writing skills at the second stage. Now by the time you come to literature section, you are running short of time, as well as literature is mostly crammed and remembered aspect. So still you will be able to write it very quickly because the facts, figures, thoughts and all these things that you have already studied. So the best strategy is always to attempt the paper in the given sequence because the paper is already scientifically designed one.
Designed the set.
In case if students they find difficulty with reading and they want to begin with the literature section, they can do that as well. But board authorities, they have already designed the paper in that particular order only. If we attempt, that is the best strategy.
You know, sir, what is the beauty of this conversation? Most of the people, most of the viewers will think that let's say if I'm inviting maths teacher, so I appreciate his efforts. If I'm inviting biology teacher, I appreciate her efforts. If I invite computer teacher, I appreciate his effort. So I'm not appreciating your effort, but the beauty of this conversation is specifically I'm talking about with Pervinder sir, that most of the teachers, sorry to say this on this platform, most of the teachers, they criticize that whatever is done by any board is not up to the mark. But whatever you have said right now, that shows some sort of gratitude, that shows some sort of experience, and that shows some sort of generosity. Sir, you said that
it is modesty that you appreciate.
Exactly. This is set according to the sequence, right? And according to the mindset of the students or according to the capability of the students. Very nicely answered, sir.
Thank you so much.
I am your fan and I have become a bigger fan now. Sir, the very major question is, that sir, most of the students, because we have already discussed earlier, most of the students say that what should we do, because they nowadays so-called YouTubers are there, they keep on telling us, they keep on teaching us that do this, watch Hollywood movies, your communication will be improved, you speak in front of the mirror, your communication will be improved, right? You will be a confident person, you will be a better version of yourself. Sir, actually I'm not asking you this question, I'm just telling you that if it is true, then say yes, or if it is not true, say no, it is not true, or you can add your points as well.
All right. There cannot be any specific answer in yes or no. Now, using social media or YouTube or other such online platforms for learning, it can only be a substitute to classroom teaching, but it can never be the replacement.
Exactly.
Reason is mostly it is a one-way process. And secondly, there is no observation. A teacher is always vigilant and observant in the classroom. Even I'm talking to the first person on the first seat, but my attention is towards the backbencher as well, who is just making my sketch at the back of his notebook. So that online teaching, it can never happen. And secondly, now classroom teaching is the best one. Now, at times people they get distracted while studying online because multitasking mobile phones are there. Your WhatsApp window, your Instagram and all these things they are open, and time and again when the message pops up, you will definitely get distracted and check and read that message. So concentration, it also gets reduced.
Sir, I think that you have not understood my question. I said that because I wanted to tell you something, right? The thing is that whatever experience I have got till today, after seeing you and other teachers as well, right? That do we have to read every day? Because even if I'm asking someone in Hindi that say something about Mahatma Gandhi, say something about let's say Chandrasekhar Azad, if they have never read about Chandrasekhar Azad, if they have never read about Mahatma Gandhi, if they have never read about anybody, how will they speak? So I'm talking about that even to improve our communication skills, should they read more and more so that they will be...
Alright.
Yes.
I would like to answer it in a simple manner. Will any woodcutter ever be able to chop the wood with the same speed using that same axe without sharpening it?
No, sir.
Or a butcher will be able to do his work efficiently without sharpening his knife?
No, sir.
The same is the case with all the students as well as teachers. Whether it is a student or a teacher, we must always have a learner's attitude and approach. I still read even today, and my reading habit is not restricted only up to the knowledge of my subject. I love to read the good content, be it from science, be it from Hindi or poetry or shairi, whatever it is. I love to read. This is how we gain knowledge. And when you have facts, figure, data, knowledge and source, then only you will be able to correlate and link. You will have fair command over vocabulary, expressions, ideas, and when you have the input, then only you will be able to become a good speaker or a good writer.
Whatever he is saying is not saying because of saying only, but the actual thing is that we have experienced in workshops in our school, whenever there is a get together, whenever there are some programs, right? So he has got mastery, jack of all trades, I can say, sir.
Master of none?
No, sir. This is the addition, right, which you consider. But whatever we consider is that he is jack of all trades. And what happens? He doesn't have only the idea of English only. He has an idea of economics. He has got an idea of even commerce. Not economics is different, but commerce as well, accountancy, business studies. He has got an idea of so many things. So that is why I always consider him master of all trades. Sir, one more question is there. Sir, like I admire you. You are my role model.
Thank you.
In teaching. He is my role model in teaching, and in front of everyone I am saying, and most of the students of class 9th and 10th, they all are aware of this my role model in teaching only, in English, that he is my role model, because actually my role model is my mother. But in teaching, Pervinder Sarna sir, repeating this statement that in teaching my role model is Pervinder Sarna sir. Sir, my role model is Pervinder Sarna sir. Sir, who was your role model and who is your role model? When you were a student,
Right.
did you admire anyone? Or right now, you are grown up, you have got a lot of experience. Who is your role model and why?
Likewise, you said that in teaching, if I'm your role model, and at home your mother is the role model in every manner.
Ji.
The same is the case with me. If you talk about a role model in my life who has shaped and influenced my life, now he remained my elder brother. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2003, but he changed my life completely. I'm not saying that okay, or simply I would like to say that I was never a person like the person I am today. He shaped and changed my life completely. He was highly respectable, very intelligent, very decent, very religious, and he used to guide me in every possible manner, and all the positivity and all those good values that he taught me, it changed my life completely. So my elder brother Pervinder Sarna, who passed away in 2003, I consider him to be my role models, and whenever I remember, there are always tears in my eyes because I still miss him a lot. Now when it comes to teaching, now there remain several teachers who have shaped and influenced my life. When I was in primary section, Mrs. Dick, she used to teach us mathematics at St. Mark's College when I was in primary section. I was not so good in the initial days, but instead of scolding, she just gave me the personal attention, and then I started getting good in mathematics as well. And every time whenever I used to score 10 on 10, she used to call me and she used to get clapping done in the class and appreciate that at the beginning of the session this candidate was not good, but he has picked up so well. And perhaps from there I picked up the role of a teacher in shaping students' life. Now when I was at senior level, my Hindi teacher, generally people they consider that if you are preparing for JEE, only the maths and the science teachers to be the role models. But my Hindi teacher, Mr. Tripathi, he remained my role model.
So he was also in St. Mark's?
He was also at St. Mark's College. He also passed away a few years back. So he used to call me Asardar Sardar. Now, indeed you are. So he used to call me Asardar Sardar, and his way of teaching, it was just like a person talks to his friends. Now, and that is why he was not just my role model. In fact, he was the role model of each and every student. And perhaps this is the reason, if I possess a flair for English language, I even have flair for Hindi language. I can write even in Hindi, and I have written many poems and so many things.
We have heard those poems. Thank you very much, sir, for this answer as well. Sir, one personal question is there. Let's say, what do you like the most? Let's say, if I'm talking about my liking or my hobbies, so I love to interact with the people. Sir, what do you like the most? Or spending time with my family members and friends as well. And teaching is my passion. I have not become teacher because I did not have any option, but I have become a teacher because I thought to serve. That is genuinely, I'm telling in front of everyone that I'm passionate about teaching, and that can be seen with my efforts and with my positive attitude. Sir, what is your hobby? Now, I'm not talking about what are your hobbies, but is your hobby?
Now, there isn't any one specific thing that only binds me. Apart from my passion for teaching and reading, I also love to devote much of my time to my family and my kids. Traveling, visiting places, meeting new people, interacting with them like a solo traveler, or at times with family as well. That is the thing that I love the most in my life. Apart from it, I am very fond of gardening as well. Okay, I love plants, flowers, that they add a positivity and charm to your house and life.
I have seen that, sir. Fortunately, sir invited me in his home, and I was overwhelmed. The reaction, the hospitality which he showed, I was touched by him. Sir, the last question, sir. So the last question is, what is the message you want to give, not to the students, because we have already done a lot of discussion over this. What is the one message which you find missing among the teachers of nowadays? So what is the message you want to convey to the teachers, that they should adopt that particular way of teaching? They can be more productive.
In fact, though teaching it has become a business and profession and a source of livelihood for people, so it has now become more of a profession, and people, they are engaged and focused only on earning money.
Yes.
This is one such profession. I don't say that one must not go for earning or something like that. My intentions are not that. But the thing is that essence of teaching, it should always be there, and teacher should always be there for his students, even if he has to go beyond his capabilities and search for the answer and deliver. It should be given to the student. Now, unless and until you have the spirit in the teaching, it will never become effective.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to Pervinder, sir. I am feeling very
for me as well to be logically sensible, and really, sir, you ask many sensible.
And sir, you have taken this particular platform to the next level, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.